Hey everybody, this is Pixis Designs. We are going to do something a bit different today. We're going to do a small collection tour, and I'm going to show off a little item I've been working on. Not quite little, it's pretty big. So let's get right to it and get this video going. Here it is, everybody, the Rolling Thunder. All 45 inches of it. All probably 40 plus pounds of it. So for those that have been paying attention to my social medias, the King Grimlock on Instagram and my business page, Pixis Designs, you've been seeing that I've been in the process of getting this thing built and printed, and I've actually gotten quite a few pictures on the outside. But due to it being so damn big, I can't really do this video inside my workshop. So it's already found its place on my desk. There used to be a computer here, not anymore. This thing has kind of taken over the whole thing, which I guess is kind of good because my Cobras have kind of taken over the display of my warehouse diorama. So this is kind of part of the collection tour that you guys are going to be going through here in a little bit. But first, let's get this big beast out of the way. So again, this is the prototype of the Rolling Thunder. My name that I'm going to give it is going to be the Koenig Hurricane. Part of the reason for that name, not only I like to give certain G.I. Joe items different names on my Etsy workshop, just because it's only fitting that there's been such a huge design change to the whole thing that I just like to give things different names. So the original Rolling Thunder obviously had clear glass on the front. The gaping wide hole that was on the OG Rolling Thunder. The turret system was way different, except for the missiles on the original. And I actually have a little computer station down in here, some cabinets, and walking around. I've got a place for your action figures to sit down. There's 4 drop-down seats there. And of course, roller does fit whenever you close everything up in here. Amongst the changes that I've made is also, obviously this is like a little helipad, probably about Skyhawk size. I'm going to attempt to try to put all this thing and compact it like it would normally be. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be. It's probably going to have to be a wall-out type of deal where I just show what it looks like. But I'll try to do what I can with one hand on the phone. Of course, also you've got the top and bottom turrets. Used to be on the original, it was a man turret. I had modeled up man turrets on all 4 corners, but I just didn't like the way they came out. So I kind of nixed that for now. I'll probably go back and revisit it to put an actual manned station up on top, just because it just kind of needs it. I just really wasn't happy with what I designed up, so I just went ahead and went this route instead. And it kind of fits a more themed with the 2020s versus the 1984 version, where systems are more automated nowadays and such stuff like that. So I actually have some stickers coming for this from Toy Hacks that I'm going to be able to put on this thing to kind of spruce it up a little bit. There's also acrylic glass on here. Let me get back over through here. And of course, yes, this does pop off, and they do close as well. And I may need to get a flashlight. I don't think I have one in here. This whole thing comes off. It's magnetized. So I have little rare earth magnets in here. And as you can see, there is seats for 4 action figures, and you can probably put 2 or 3 standing up in the back if you wanted to. Let me get a bat over here. Kind of show how that looks. So there's plenty of room back here for figures. And I actually have a light put in here. I actually didn't think about just turning that on. There we go. Yeah, I unfastened that earlier. That wasn't supposed to happen. What I was going to do was I was going to show off the detail of the missile. So everything is modeled up inside the bottom like that. So I had loosened this. It usually doesn't, well, it doesn't do that at all because I've got a fastening system here so where the rockets don't move. So I'm going to pause it real quick just so I can do that with 2 hands and show you what that looks like. Okay, so yeah, it normally doesn't move like that. Kind of scared me there for a minute. So anyways, yeah, the inside, that's I've actually got these little drone lights that are USB-C rechargeable that you can, actually they're the same lights that I have for my warehouse dio. And you can just, I actually have Velcro for that so I can charge them whenever I need to. And that just kind of goes on the back, so just like that. So the driver goes in the middle. I've actually had to make a little bit, y'all, this is all one piece print, not the seats, but this whole silver piece right here was one piece in printing. And it took forever for it to print this whole thing out. And the support structure that was underneath it, because it's a stepped platform, there was so much support structure that I had to remove that I decided to do a redesign on this and actually print all these control stations separately, because you can see here that because I'm using a bigger nozzle, the detail's not there because it's a bigger nozzle. So since I've split all these apart, I'll be able to hit these with a 0.4 nozzle and get just a much more cleaner print on all the control stations. And I'll be able to print this piece right here actually vertically on the print bed. So not only will it be faster to print, but a lot more cleaner of a print as well. I mean, other than that, it turned out really good. I don't have any of the seats glued in, so you can kind of see how easy it will possibly be to print out. Just like that. And for the final version of the cockpit, I've actually moved these control stations up a little bit to be a little more in the face of the action figures. And I've had to angle this up so that you can more easily get the legs in. Right now, it's a pretty tight fit to squeeze a figure down in here. It'll work, and I have done it. But for your medium to larger size figures, this will be a pretty tight fit. But this has been changed a little bit to angle more up. So, yep, there's the front detail. A lot of these pieces that were multicolored prints, I've actually utilized the my newest printer, the Bamboo Labs, just because Prusa really doesn't have a whole lot out there for, well, the MMU3 has not been released for the MK4 yet. So, and actually it doesn't sound like it's the best right now. So I just went in with the Bamboo route. The AMS is a pretty solid unit. It has its flaws, but so far it's been looking pretty good. So that was done on the AMS. These were done on the AMS. For future though, I'll probably be doing this on the XL because I just have a lot less waste whenever I'm printing all these up for the XL. This was also done on the AMS. Most everything else was done on my MK4s and MK3s and minis and stuff like that. It's good when you have a lot of printers you can utilize. So let me put this back on. Again, magnetized. That's how it opens up. I will be putting a little detent in this door so that it can stay up. Right now it's not the best at wanting to cooperate whenever it goes up. Actually, it doesn't cooperate at all, but it will be staying up for the final cockpit version. And moving Lady J out of the way. Of course, you got a ladder here that will snap in. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Probably not, because I have to. Yeah, there we go. So that snaps in. Of course, that rotates. This doesn't really go up and down, but it does snap in. And of course, the chin gun, the rail gun, which I like to call it. And this doesn't really snap in, it just kind of sits there. I don't see any reason why it needs to snap in, because it's not like you're rolling it around the room or anything. Once you get this thing set, it's going to be set probably forever, or at least until you sell it. Or move. Changes that I've had to make as far as the body goes. I've actually got, can't really see, there's some set screws here that I've actually used heat insets for the fenders. They work really good. Unfortunately, I didn't do it for the rear. I've actually just used little plastic clips, and they're a little bit loose. Bye, dog. They're a little bit loose. For the final version, I will be using the same heat insets up front that I'm going to be using for the back. Just to make sure, you know, it just doesn't go anywhere, because I don't like it being loose like that. And if I can get away with not using glue on this thing, I'll be even happier. So that's that. And these roll, of course, these wheels roll. They're all on big old 5/16 screws. But again, it's not like you're going to be taking this around the garage or anything and driving it around, because it's just effing massive. When I took pictures of this thing the other day, I had to actually pull it apart in pieces just because it's so awkward to pick up, and it's heavy. I got a bad back, so I wasn't actually able to pick it up all at one sitting. I had to break it down into pieces just to put it in the back of my truck to go to a location and take some pictures. Anyways, so let me pull a roller out of here. Most of you have already seen this. I wonder if change the lights in here. Oh no, did I pass it? Oh gosh. Oh, there we go. Okay. There we got light. So here's the inside right there. And of course that middle piece right there is what the missiles rest on. And let me get this dude out of here. And again, these pull up. Out of the way. That way the missiles can come down. And let's see. Trying to figure out how to work everything here. So this will go back. Yeah, this is going to be really hard to do with one hand. And I want to go get my little tripod. I will be right back. Well, this is going to probably have to be the best that I can do. So I know you probably won't be able to see much. Okay. So that's how everything kind of folds up in there. And of course, here's roller. Back out here. Here's probably something else that I need to do a little bit of redesign work on. These are not the best. They work though. Probably just need to adjust tolerances and stuff like that in order to get this to stay where it needs to be. I mean, it works. It's just, it could be better. So, and then this will close up around the top of that. And then this will close up around the top of that. And that right there, that's it. And this was a pretty fun thing that I had to deal with. So I have floating ratchet pieces in here that I've had to mess with the spring tensioning. So that required several purchases from Amazon to try and get the ratcheting process to not be so extreme that it breaks the things, yet strong enough to be able to hold the guns in place. And I think I got it figured out. So there shouldn't go anywhere. Just like that. And of course the these up and up. And you've got colored seats in there, all because it prints all this at one time. And I'm using my 2-head extruder to do this on my XL. So I'll try and show a little bit of the detail on the back here. It's really hard to do that without any light. And yes, the missiles have a little bit of detail on the inside. So I do have 2 5/16 rods as the backbone for this whole project, going from probably about 3 inches to the front all the way through this section, and probably about 3 inches into this section. So it's got a pretty sturdy base to where should not be any sagging issues between the parts. One of the redesigns that I also wanted to do was I just had little plastic clips on this one, and it ended up ultimately having to glue these pieces together. That won't be done on the final version. I've actually got heat set inserts that will be connecting in 4 different spots on each section. That way this whole thing can be screwed together. Just to kind of clean up the whole process of assembly and stuff like that. Especially on the person who ever buys one of these, which is probably going to be very, very few and far between. So, yeah. I've had people ask me questions about, I should turn this into an RC. Like, man, this thing is so heavy. It would be ridiculous to turn this into an RC because you just wouldn't be, it's not something that you can really just drop in your vehicle and take it out someplace to drive it around. It's very heavy, very awkward, and just all around big. It's a big dude. But yes, this is the Koenig Hurricane, or the Rolling Thunder. It was a fun build, pretty exciting. I can't wait to, well, not only build one for somebody, but maybe doing some different colorways, like an Arctic version or something like that. So it should all be pretty fun. So I can't wait to do that. Price, this is going to be going for around $1,300. That's not including shipping. This will probably have to be put into minimum two, possibly 3 different boxes in order to ship in. So there's going to be a lot involved with packaging, making sure that it gets to you in one pristine piece, or not one pristine piece. It's going to be a lot of different pieces. But, nothing broken. It's going to be pretty heavy, so I just want to make sure with a person spending that much that all the pieces arrive safely. So packaging, shipping, getting everything ready to be shipped, it's not going to be cheap. Oh, I wanted to show something real quick. Man, I really got to get a flashlight in here. Let me turn on my phone light here. Let's see. Oh, I can't do that while I'm recording. Okay. I'm going to pause it real quick. Okay, I got a light. So under each fender section, I actually have some detail going in here. Kind of like some fans, detail work, hydraulic systems going on each side. So thought I'd kind of show that part off right there. And of course it's on both sides. And now that I got a light, I can better show off this back piece here. There's the back. Pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, that's it on that. So this will be, well, I say this will be going up in my shop soon, but I'm just waiting for, I've got a couple of people that need to reach out to me to see about purchasing one. And once I have a finalized version up to show, I'll actually have this in my Etsy shop. But it's, for a prototype job, I've only had to reprint like 3 or 4 pieces. And that's pretty good just knowing how massive this project was. It was quite the undertaking. And I have minimal issues on getting everything dialed in. Was pretty awesome as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, that's that. Now let's get on with the rest of this stuff. Obviously, I have way more Transformers here than I do G.I. Joe, which is funny because when I was a kid, I had a ton of G.I. Joe and very little amount in the way of Transformers go. And so I kind of overcorrected and bought a crap ton of Transformers in my mid-20s, till now. And now I'm in the middle of, collecting all classified G.I. Joe stuff, and it's kind of tugs at my little kid heartstrings. But let's see if I can find, this guy right here. He's kind of the guy that started everything right here. Power Master Optimus Prime, Apex Armor. I got him when I was like 28 years old he was at Toys R Us. Was it Toys R Us? Yeah, he was part of the commemorative collection, I believe. And as soon as I picked him up, it just all went downhill from there. Everything is original, all my Gen 1 stuff. Not mine as a kid, but as far as picking it up, on the eBays and stuff like that. I say it's all original. There's quite a few fill-ins that were reissues, like Blaster and stuff like that. But obviously the Jetfire, he's original. Bone White. Have all the stuff, even the gun clip. And Whirl. I'm actually forgetting some of these names here. Got some Action Masters. And of course, the alternators and vinyl techs. And here's some of the Masterpiece stuff. A little, was that Nebulon Prime? Masterpiece, Jetfire, Trailbreaker. And of course, this is my Autobot side with the G.I. Joe side, the good guys, obviously. There's my Ripsaw tank. Got my watchtower there, got my flak, and then got my MMS. And I recently just purchased this spice rack holder to show off all the actual figures, so it actually turned out pretty good. And the Destron side, I've got 2 more spice racks coming so I can start putting all the Cobra side together on their own respective shelves. But here's my Swamp Fire, and then my air skiff, and my surveillance port, and my 3D printed, well, all this is 3D printed, my Trouble Bubble stand there on the back. And I got a Cobra Watchtower, my Flak Shockwave, my Demon with the spoiler, and of course Serpentor is riding on my stand, and of course you recognize the old Hiss tank. And then all my Decepticons. A lot of reissues here. Except these 2. That guy broke. Really made me mad. Gold Plastic Syndrome. Pulled him apart and he just snapped in half. So I'm pretty upset about that. Onslaught and crap, I forgot his name. Anyways. And that's, of course, that's an original back there. I used to have way more alternators and way more vinyl techs, but I ended up selling a lot of them. And of course, a huge animated collection. And there's a lot of the Transformers Collector's Collection Takara. I have all of them. They're broken up by side. This is the Decepticon side, and that's the Autobot side over there. Oh, there's my Locust. So a lot of this is Chug and other stuff just to fill in the ranks. Little collector's club there. What's sad is there was a day when I could pretty much name all these, and now I've forgotten most of them. Tends to happen when you get older. And I have no idea where I'm going to put that dude or her at. Of course, I have a black Zarek down here. And the other Sentinel Prime, that's the white and blue version. HasLab. Yes, actually both HasLabs. Unicron. And that's the that is the Takara version that they had. The actually don't have Primus out. Weird. I'm not sure why I don't have Primus out, but I have both of those. This is all the 86 Transformers. The collection 86, not the actual 86 Transformers. And of course, a little bit of Star Wars love here. I just need more Jawas. You can't ever have enough Jawas. I want to do something with this, like put fake grass and dirt and stuff like that on top of this, but that's at a later date. Here's my Autobot shelf. So He's original. I bought him at BotCon, I think, probably about 15, maybe 20 years ago. I don't know. I feel like it's been a long time. Maybe 15 years ago. Paid cash for him. And then, of course, they did a re-release on him. Yeah. Obviously, both of these re-releases. More animated. I didn't get all the animated, but I have most of them. All the ones that I wanted anyways. Here's my Jetfire Love shelf. A little Metroplex. A few of the Superion combiners. Volcanus. More Chug. Oh, there's Primus. Never mind, I thought he wasn't out. Quintessons. And I've already forgot this guy's name. Sentinel. Is it just the Sentinel? I can't even remember. Of course, had to get him too. And some of you may recognize this. I just have no place to put him yet. I'll probably end up going into the air, attach him to the ceiling or something. And of course, I also have my Shockwave Ripsaw that I just ultimately didn't have a spot to put him at. So he's just kind of chilling over here on the floor. And yep, got that dude. Love that. And I really want to make him in classified scale if Hasbro doesn't. That is just a fantastic vehicle. And just the right size too. Recognize that as the SDCC exclusive set. The original Demon. And then Soundwave. My little M&M collection. And I got a lot of Sigma 6 G.I. Joes down here. I really need to sell them. But obviously you're never going to get your money back off them that you thought you had. I got some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles down there. And in that little bunk right there is all of Michael Bay's Transformers. Because that's where they belong. Of course, I got my 4 HISS tanks right here. These are all mostly empty boxes. I need to find a way to store those away. So they're just kind of chilling over here. There's my SDCC G.I. Joe versus Transformers box sets. My signed Optimus Prime. I know, I just made fun of Michael Bay, but that's what I had whenever I had Peter Cullen sign it, so I didn't have an original. I love Grimlock. He's one of my favorites. And of course I used to have all the these dudes. I've already forgot what they were called now. Alternities. I used to have all those, but I ended up just keeping the 350Z and the Skyline and selling the rest of them off. And then, yep, that's the sewer. And that's probably about it. This is probably about a good solid 26 years worth of collecting. I mean, it's not really been a long time. I didn't have any of my original toys when I was a kid. So I pretty much just had to regroup and recollect everything back again. Oh, let me show you one more thing. This is our Star Wars collection. We're trying to keep most of our Star Wars and Marvel together. So I had permission from the wife, since she is also a Star Wars lover, to put everything out in the hallway. Really love this piece. This is fantastic. And there's the N1. It doesn't really belong out here, but there's no room on my main shelf for the Mandalorian. Hot Toys? Yeah, I think that's Hot Toys. And of course the original Slave one. And Slave Leia. Never going to find that again. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed that little collection show off. Not sure what's going to be in store for next year as far as Pixis Designs is concerned. I kind of want to venture into probably stuff that has more, I hate to say electronics, but possibly an RC vehicle of some sort. I want to do the Warthog, but that's going to require a little bit of learning to figure out how all that's going to work with RC components and 3D printing around all that type of stuff. And I actually kind of want to do what I just pointed out earlier. I want to do the Rhino. Maybe even possibly make that some sort of RC. But I don't know. We'll see. I've got all of 2024 to figure that stuff out. I've already got so many items in my store already that me as one person can't really do everything. But I've been able to do quite a bit. And I definitely appreciate everybody's support as far as buying items from Pixis Designs. And I hope to keep on going. And I also wish all of y'all a Happy New Year coming up. And that is the end of this video. This is Pixis Designs signing out.